It's the Hip Hop School,
It's that time.
past and present podcast.
It's that time.
All regions stand up.
On your feet.
North, South,
Everywhere.
East,
Where you at?
and West,
Huh?
Midwest.
You
Where you
know
at?
the rule.
Act the fool. You gotta be tight with your tool when you go to the Hip Hop School. Be grown in the crime called Prima, Fur, and Deja Rule, child. Get out your feelings, you get booed at the Hip Hop School. You know the rule. Act the fool. You gotta be tight with your tool when you go to the Hip Hop School. Nigga can't be mad cause you got swag and easy cool. Bitch, I'm a motherfucking problem. Knowledge rule at the Hip Hop School. You know the rule. Act a fool. You gotta be tight with your tool when you go to the Hip Hop School. Can't look like that, I'm into son, got artifacts. The truth is cruel, but that's just fuel at the Hip Hop School. Past and present.
What's up, y'all? Welcome to another episode of the Hip Hop School Past and Present podcast. I am Deasia, your assistant principal. You have Supreme Rod, the principal in the building. Heezy, the dean of all things hip hop. And we have a very special guest in the building tonight. We have Jay Prince's cousin, Josh Prince, in the building. How y'all doing tonight, fellas?
Oh man, I'm great. What about yourself?
I'm doing pretty good. How them church folks say, blessed and highly favored.
Yeah. I'm all good. I'm ready for this show. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be a good show. So it's, you know how it goes. It's Friday,
we got
baby.
a very interesting show tonight. We would definitely be talking about the controversy that has been taking place between Offset and Jay Prince and the family. Before we jump into that, you know how we do each and every week. We start off with a hip hop trivia question that is brought to you by our sponsors, Supreme's Pull Up, Art by Chunk G, the Uhuru Academy, Lit and Leisure Travel, and the Death of Deasia. This week's hip hop trivia question is: what famous stoner rapper was born in North Dakota? Again, what famous stoner rapper was born in North Dakota? Try to answer that throughout the duration of the show. At the end, we will reveal the answer. With that being said, class is in session.
What up? What up?
Yo.
So we're gonna go ahead and jump right on into this thing.
Right into it.
So unfortunately, your boy Takeoff from the group Migos, he unfortunately tragically lost his life in Houston. And at the time he was at an event with Quavo and some members of the Prince family. And so it was this whole debacle that was going on where people were trying to place blame, and you know, everybody was on the internet trying to be an investigator, trying to figure out what happened. So fast forward, Takeoff has been buried. You know, they had his funeral and everything. And so afterwards, it seems like so much stuff started popping off. And you know, they say a lot of things happen in the family when somebody dies. Either they're going to be beefing over money or the person's belongings or something like that. Unfortunately, in this particular case, we don't understand the origin, like what's really causing all of the commotion. But Jay Prince ended up being on the $1 Million Worth for Game podcast, and he was there with Mike and Junior, if I'm not mistaken. And at the end of the podcast, Jay Prince, he started talking about how he wanted to address Offset, and he started talking about, you know, the things that he's heard that Offset said, and he basically told Offset, you know, you need to do what's healthy for you. You know, don't make me feel like I ever need to protect myself or anything like that. I personally looked at it as if Jay Prince was threatening Offset, which I didn't understand. Why would Jay Prince, who is considered to be an OG in the game, why would he go on a podcast and actually threaten Offset while he's grieving over his family member's death? What y'all think about that interview on $1 Million Worth for Game?
Well, first of all, I don't know why the hell he did the damn interview. You know what I mean? I know there was a lot of controversy, you know, over the internet, a lot of YouTube videos and shit like that. You know, play some blame and shit like that. But shit, it ain't none of the Prince family members charging this whole thing. You know what I'm saying? They ain't not under investigation as far as I know. So I don't really know, you know, what they gained by going out there and doing that interview in the first place. Now with the Offset situation, yeah, I don't understand that either. You know what I'm saying? Because on one hand, you sit here and say how much you love Takeoff, and you know that was your brother and shit like that. But that's still his family. You know what I'm saying? So if you love Takeoff, why would you want to bring harm to his family? You know what I'm saying? So that's just my first initial takes on the whole situation. So I'll let y'all speak. What y'all think?
Yeah, I think the interview was great. I loved every bit of it. Uh, I thought the Prince family needed to say that. I felt like they was telling the truth. Uh, I feel like uh, when you an entertainment mogul, and most of the 99% of the entertainment is on social media, there's some things you got to do and some things you ain't got to do. I understand if people don't feel like he had to do that, but you ain't them, and you not in a position, and we not gonna entertain the moguls, and we don't know what was said to them. So we on the outside looking in, judging them on what they should do. Now, my question is, I understand some people don't like the way it was done or was rubbing somebody the wrong way, but can't nobody point out to me what they did wrong.
I could point out to you a lot of things that I found was wrong, but before I point out the things that I found was wrong, Josh, you got any thoughts about the interview? How did you feel about the interview when you watched it?
I mean, when I watched the interview, man, I felt like it was needed because, like Supreme say, a lot of people they getting things kind of misconstrued when it comes to a X Street OG that's now a entertainment music mogul. You dig what I'm saying? In comparison to thinking he's still back in the late '80s and '90s, the world when he was putting in work like he's supposed to, which you know, 30 years of your name being to where like people consider you the boogeyman and not based off of what you do, it's off of stories for you standing on what you stand on. I think that says a lot about a person, right? So now you got this 58-year-old, everybody say he an OG, which he is an OG, and then it depends on what you consider a gangster. Do you consider feeding your community gangster? Do you consider you becoming a millionaire and going back to your old neighborhood and creating avenues for people to get money and saving lives? Is that gangster? Because that's what he done. You know what I'm saying? And along the route, he done crossed paths with some real gangsters. See, like internet people, they can get on here and be like, man, fuck them, they this and that there. But when you got mob bosses, really mafia, Caucasians, Bob Arum, stuff like that in the boxing world that didn't respect this man enough to when he say, hey, look, I need you to make this happen, and I need it to happen now, that they stand on that what he said and they make that happen. He don't really give a damn about what the internet say. But then it's like with Jay, he's setting it up for Junior, right? For the entertainment purposes, for him to come in and him to do it. So when your name gets slandered in the entertainment world, you got to go on these podcasts. I was just talking to Preem the other day, and I was telling him, man, the internet is the new streets. Believe it or not, a lot of people don't want to accept the fact you can get anything on the internet. Pimp C said it back when he was rapping. He said, pimping ain't dead, it just moved to the net. You dig what I'm saying? You don't see prostitutes on the corner, they selling pussy on the internet. You don't see drug dealers, real drug dealers, they on the black market selling tons of cocaine. You dig what I'm saying? But back to what I'm saying about that interview, it was much needed because like when people, and the thing about the media, once your name get in the media and people get this idea, just like his name was in the media a year ago, a lot of people didn't even know who he was till people started saying, okay, hey, and telling stories about what happened. So that's when he got this big old OG status to these people that was just like he the boogeyman. Before that, let me ask you a question. When did you come in knowledge of James Prince?
Who?
Deja.
Who, me? Of Jay Prince?
Yeah, when did you become
I
knowledgeable?
heard his name ringing like back in the 90s.
Back in the '90s. But I'm saying, when did you just start seeing it become a popular thing? When he dropped that book, Respect, and people read his book, and then people came and backed up the stories that he was telling, like Mike Tyson, about the story where he got Mayweather to get that money when Mayweather was trying to duck off, and Mayweather said, hey, man, he sent them people after me. So a lot of people don't even really know this man. You know what I'm saying? Like, they know stories. But the internet would take your name and slander it to where like people get this idea. This is like now during the interview, they cleaned everything up. You know what I'm saying? Mike was right there. People seen Mike on camera saying, "Hey man, y'all chill out," trying to de-escalate the situation. But they go over there and they still stuck on a 3 minute, a 3 second clip of a junior. But they not looking at it like the fact of the matter is, if I'm trying to set these boys up or trying to put these boys in a compromising position, why would I arm them? You know what I'm saying? Why would I give you a pistol to make you feel more safer? I know you got a gun, so I'm finna start some trouble with you, and I know you got a gun.
Yeah.
Nah.
You know what? I like the fact that you painted Jay Prince as this great humanitarian. That was cute. I like that.
The thing of it is, you got to go by facts. If I was
Yeah.
if I was doing some one way and I switched and started doing another, and my track record showed what I've been doing, you can't say, "Well, now you're not a great humanitarian." I done did some things that ain't right. We all done did some things ain't right. But now, you know, the people that's around me. Go to Fifth Ward and you telling people in Fifth Ward. Fifth Ward is one of the most like ratchetest, most I'm talking about like toe down communities in Houston. And you say something about James Prince and somebody'll kill you over there because that man went back to his community and he got a place called a compound. He built it up, kids come, you know, he put them in boxing. So what he did was he always had a purpose. And what he did, he stand on it. You know what I'm saying? That's why he got the
Yeah.
moniker for what he got.
But
The respect thing.
we're not gonna act like that there is not a certain particular repetition that precedes Jay Prince. So we're not going to act like that's not the case.
I mean, what
And the
he stand
thing
on business?
was, with him being on that podcast, it's not necessarily trying to hold him to this status of an OG that is active or doing anything in the streets or anything like that. It ain't even got nothing to do with whether you gangster or not. To me, it's just general principles to me.
Let me say this. Let me say this. That's just like on that podcast. What he did is what he been doing for years. He gave that man a courtesy call. You know what I'm saying? Because like behind the scenes, let's
But why is
hypothetically
he
hold
giving
on.
a
Watch
courtesy
this here.
call to someone
Let
that's
me
grieving a death?
hold on. Let me paint the
That don't
picture.
matter.
Hold on. Watch this here. Let me paint the picture. Hypothetically, I'm not saying this is what it is. So hypothetically, let's just say Jay had a meeting with P. You know what I'm saying? Which that's what he's supposed to do to clear up the earth. During that meeting, just say hypothetically, Offset name came up for him trying to spend money to put a hit on his family. Now Jay, you know what I'm saying, being a street nigga that he was, not no more. You know, he an old cat trying to do the right thing. He's just letting you know, don't play them type of games with me.
But
You wasn't even
Josh,
hold on, let me finish. And you wasn't even the one you wasn't even close to this man at the time. Y'all got some stuff going on because if it was all that, why is you fighting your brother at a award ceremony? Why you wasn't invited on stage to grieve this man? It's
but
deeper than what the
that's
internet
not Jay
knows.
Prince. That's not Jay Prince's place to be putting it out on the podcast. And furthermore, the thing is Jay Prince. I don't care about being gangster. I don't care about nobody's name, reputation, nothing like that. If you look at it just from a mature standpoint, this man, Jay Prince, was sitting on that podcast having a conversation about what he had heard. He wasn't having a conversation based on a conversation that he had with Offset, and Offset actually put something out there. To this day, we don't know about any threats that Offset has made to Jay Prince other than somebody done told Jay Prince something and he spoke on it on that podcast. And I feel like he spoke it on it prematurely because, first of all, the murder case, it's an open case. Who sits up on a podcast and talk about an open legal case?
I mean,
To
Everybody,
that
somebody
extent.
everybody.
look. We live in a day and age where El Chapo, one of the most feared, notorious drug dealers in the world, got caught, escaped the penitentiary, and the first thing he did was go to social media and post pictures and tell the laws, I'm free. You know what I'm saying? But let me tell you this here. That wasn't a threat. If I tell you, hey man, look, you barking up the wrong tree, don't put me in a position to defend myself. I'm
That's
giving
not
you
a
a
threat.
warning. I'm not threatening you. I'm giving you a warning. I'm giving you a courtesy call. That's just like, hold on, let's go back. That's why I say people don't even know because they say, okay, well, he done started talking a lot. He been doing the same thing. If you recall back in the gap, right? Was this like being police or this snitching? You remember when him and Larry Hoover, right? When nobody was fucking with Larry Hoover and the feds were just on him, they wouldn't even let him sell the street gear, right?
Right.
When Jay put Larry Hoover clothes in the back of one of the Ghetto Boys CDs so it can be distributed. And when Larry Hoover was on the album, he pretty much broke it down and told you what the feds was doing to him. They were stopping his family from selling his clothes. They wouldn't let nobody, you know what I'm saying, really come fuck with him. He on the album talking like this here about what the feds doing to him. And Lil J say, hey, you know what? Fuck them people. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put Get Old Prisoner Girl in the back of every CD where people can audit. So we gonna go around the feds because they can't stop me from selling my CDs and they can't stop people from buying these clothes through my CDs. That was a high risk that he took for Larry Hoover. You dig what I'm saying? But even then, would you consider that like being Larry Hoover not being a like a OG or what by getting on the record and saying all that there? Is that self-snitching?
Mhm.
It could possibly be seen as such. It just depends on how somebody look at it. But I personally, I know somebody in the comments was saying, Solo said, what the murder case got to do with the warning. We're talking about the whole interview. So it's not
a lot of stuff in the interview went over people's head that's not street people. And the thing of it is, a street nigga in a person that's really active, like let me get it straight. You got people that peddle dope, right? They peddle drugs. They might move an ounce. They might even move a bird. I'm talking about when you really in the streets active, you got access to cartels, people that take on an army. You got access to people that got tons of drugs. Them are certified street niggas, you know what I'm saying? Because they make shit move. You dig what I'm saying? So when he was on there, what he was doing was clearing up his name. And then that's just like with the situation with the Migos, right? They came to Jazz birthday party. Anybody that know the Prince family, anybody that know anything about Jay, he got 4 kids. Junior is the only one that try to be in the lifestyle that he was, which is understandable. If I grew up around my daddy, and it's like my daddy got a, let me put it like this here. Okay, boom. You got a man who got a lifestyle, right? He got 5 kids. You dig what I'm saying? Everybody ain't gonna go to college like he want them to. Everybody ain't gonna be the good kid. Somebody gonna tug a hole. Somebody sitting in the rooms listening to him while he talking and setting up stuff with the senator, while he talking and setting up stuff with bosses when in his old life. Somebody listening. Somebody's taking a hold of him. You dig what I'm saying? That was Junior. Jazz is square. Jazz go hunting and he go fishing. So when people start putting Jazz in the mix, yeah, as a father, and I know what I'm capable of doing, but I'm really trying to stay out the way. And let me say this here. Really, Jay don't want to hurt them folks, man. That's why he did it on that podcast, because trust and believe, he got 30 years of of history where people will come on this internet and tell y'all if that man wants to do something to them people, he will be quiet.
I think that's inexcusable because I feel like whether he wanted to do something to him or not is nothing to talk about. It's nothing. It almost sounds like, to me, it sounds like either you trying to alert some people on some police shit that it's some behind the scene thing going on where you got a beef with Offset them, that because none of us knew anything about that. So how was that anybody's business whether he would have planned to do something to them or not? I know that a lot of people will say, well, the interview was cool because he claimed to clear his name. Well, if you want to clear your name about the involvement, Jay Prince, you was in the bed asleep. He wasn't even there. And another question I got is, why Jay Prince always speaking up for them boys? Why they can't just sit there? It's like he the big bad wolf. Like we got to bring pops in
like he on our behalf. Can I say something? Hold on, Josh. Hold on. The same reason why his name's getting put in it and he was in the bed.
His name is gonna get put in it because he's their dad, but all at the same time.
So he's their dad. He's gonna speak up for him.
What you say? It
go both ways.
No, I'm saying his name wasn't put in it because he was involved. His name was just put in it because he was the daddy. You know what I'm saying?
And hold on. Let me stop you right there. And that's the thing. If I'm the daddy, I done created this legacy where like I'm not even involved in this here. It's just like if you got a child, a friend of your child's come over to the house, you let them go to the skating ring. While they at the skating ring, something happened to that child that wasn't on your watch.
They grown though, bro. They grown.
Why is Jay Prince telling Offset, don't put me in a position where I have to protect myself? So now he's making it me versus Offset. Jay Prince wasn't involved in the situation, so why would he say, don't put me in a position where I got to protect myself, as if he actually got plex with Offset?
Offset is putting him in it.
How Offset put him in it?
By the threat.
When did Offset threaten Jay Prince?
I'm pretty. Listen.
I'm gonna say this. For legal purposes and investigation and certain connections.
Okay, so how
I'm
you
not lying to you.
He's talking about everything else, though. He's talking about niggas' names and what
listen.
niggas did and everything.
Let me say this.
Jay Prince was talking about an open case, but you see how Supreme decided to digress because it's an investigation. That's the same shit Jay Prince should have did with an open murder case.
I'm not Jay Prince though, and it's not on me. I don't want no parts of it. I can't fight it. If it come to me, I ain't got Jay Prince money, so I'm gonna digress.
You think a man that has
you want me to crash?
You think a man that has strategically beat the feds, that strategically have come out of the streets the way he did, you think he would, and you think he don't have a PR, a person that could tell him what he can say and not say? You don't think he got lawyers lined up?
You could tell because that little statement that he put out the other day, you could tell he was reading that motherfucker.
Yeah, but he did pull a hold up. Wait a minute at the end of the interview, and he did go off script with whatever them PRs wrote. He went off script with them because I know they ain't right there.
Okay, because at the end of the day, it's like this here. Don't play with me, man. Like, I'm capable of doing. You out there playing. You playing in the streets, going around, because that's how it got back to me, because you moving reckless. So for it to get back to me, let me let you know. Don't put me in a situation where I got to defend myself.
I don't see how y'all don't see that. What's wrong with that?
Okay, let me ask y'all this. Let me ask
y'all. Can't nobody play with you, DA.
Let me ask y'all this.
Can't nobody play with you?
Can't nobody play with me. But the thing is, have you ever seen me threaten anybody?
Yeah.
No, you count. You count.
Oh,
You count. I ain't never threatened nobody. The only thing I done told people is you can't whoop me, and that's the truth.
That's what he told
That's what he told him.
That's what he told him.
But he told him in a way of, okay, hold on, watch this here. So what do you dissect of me telling you, hey, look, we on two different planets. What that game you playing? Look, don't put me in a position where I gotta defend myself. I'm pretty much telling you, you can't whoop me.
That game and all that, that's hearsay. You know what I'm saying?
Because we don't know nothing about the game.
Yeah,
so why we need to know about the
I give Jay Prince enough credit and enough experience. I think he's credible. I think he heard some credible shit for him to say that. He not no fool, man.
He could have kept that credible shit off the internet.
My thing is about the whole thing about the interview too is like, how can he speak so much for the family? Like, who gave him the authority to speak for the family like that? You know,
what do you mean? Who gave him the authority to speak for the? He created
talking about, you know what I'm saying? Like
talking about the Migos family.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Talking about down fuck with, you know, that's kind of, you know.
Let me ask you a question. Hold on. Let me ask you a question.
Family, you know, it did even on the interview they was talking about they had went to P. They went to P.
Hold on. Prince. The man is playing chess, my nigga. It's the art of war.
Let me ask you a question.
War? What's the war?
Hold on, let me ask you a question.
That's what I want to know.
The man's life been threatened, and his reputation is being ruined by lies. It's a war on his reputation.
Check this out. So y'all don't think Offset got a right to, you know what I'm saying, to look at these niggas like, damn, he was with y'all when this shit happened, and he got killed by one of y'all people that was with y'all. Y'all don't think he got a right to say something? You know what I'm saying? He just supposed to just be quiet and just
okay. He does. But to threaten my life,
we don't know that.
That's and you know, and you wasn't there, and them niggas ain't fucking with you. Hope you threatening my life.
We don't know
Hold
that.
up, let me ask you a question.
I'm telling you, bro. That's what's going on.
Hold on.
He ain't say that either.
Watch this here.
Jay Prince didn't say that either. Go ahead.
Let me ask you a question.
He said he threatened his life.
Man, listen.
He said that.
Watch this here.
He said, don't I have to defend myself.
Even if Offset did threaten his life, we shouldn't be privy to that by way of a podcast on the internet.
Listen, let me show you something. Let me show you something. This is like you asking the question of about with Offset, right? I'm just y'all keep missing the point. These folks just fought at the war show, right? So it gotta be some shit behind the scenes that ain't being said on these podcasts that's right there in your face.
It's not Jay Prince's responsibility to tell
nigga, how you gonna come at me when them niggas wasn't even fucking with you? You shouldn't even have this much embedded.
Man, that's some bullshit. I'm sorry.
That's still
like it's not Jay Prince's place to even speak on it. Even if they does beefing in their family, that's family.
You getting in my lane though. Okay, if it's family, the person that I really need to talk to, I done talk to. Notice this here.
Who?
Why Quavo hadn't came out with a statement saying Jay Prince lying, Junior lying? Why he haven't said they
He
lying?
ain't said
Why do
nothing.
these niggas need
That's
to
what
hop
I'm
on the
saying.
internet and
He
give
ain't said
statements?
nothing. He ain't said nothing. And that's
Where
the
did it
thing.
happen? Hold on.
If he ain't said nothing, so how can he speak? How can anybody else speak for him?
Where is my name being tarnished at? On the internet. So where do I come to clean my name up at? On the internet. This ain't in back room. Why is we talking about it now? Where is we talking about it now?
Well, the
On
internet didn't know nothing about this part, Josh. To keep it 100, we didn't know nothing about this part, so he could have kept that off the internet.
That's just like people didn't know about the situation with Puff Daddy when he went on record and told Puff Daddy, "Hey, look here, don't touch nobody in my family, don't play with me like that." Over the Drake situation when he squashed that shit with Puff and Drake, just like when he went on there when he bumped heads with 50 Cent, he always done been vocal to let people know, okay, hey, look. Listen, this is just a courtesy call. Let's keep it decent. You know what I'm saying? Let's keep it decent. This man ain't throwing his weight around. Do you not think if this man threw his weight around, he would be quiet? He don't want it. The thing of it is, Jay at an age where like he know how to play the internet and he know one or two things. He not ready to go to the feds because he know these people looking at them over that case. So when he put that out there, what he was doing was he playing chess. He putting protection behind himself. Hold on, he putting protection behind himself, and he's letting Buddy know that, hey man, look, I didn't got ear of what's going on with you, man. Chill, stay in your corner and chill while we figure this out, because you don't want to play them type of games.
Well, I think y'all romanticizing the situation because y'all painting this picture as if Jay Prince is so strategic and he playing chess and he know what he's doing and he want to clear his name and his reputation. But if he actually paid attention to what's being said on the internet at this moment, it ain't really looking good with what the people got to say about him at this particular point. So if you strategic, why would you make that move?
That's a good point, and I'm gonna tell you why it's not going over in the public like he wanted to, because he represents the old way of thinking, and that shit is dying out. Rank and file.
Y'all so contradictory right now. It's ridiculous. But go ahead.
That old way is dying out, man. This is niggas don't think like that's the gangsterism, nigga. When I say this what go, or this how I go, or do this, do that, it's dying out, man. So I think he's learning a valuable lesson on this. He's been learning a valuable lesson on this internet shit. He's trying to download an Apple software on some Microsoft shit. And it's not working. You know what I'm saying?
This ain't even Jay Prince time. This man is a senior citizen. He get free pancakes at IHOP. Why is he worrying about what's going on the Instagram and
he love his children?
Whatever. He old as hell. So why would it be a thing where he needs to be active and understand?
And see, that's the problem. That's the problem. It's the disrespect of the elders.
That's not no disrespect.
It's the old nigga. He old as hell.
He not old.
But that's disrespectful in the way, the manner that you saying it. Like being old is something, bad, or being old, you don't have no voice no more.
But he ain't got no voice. But why he's using it in this manner?
He can. That's the internet. Everybody got access to the internet. It's a cutoff age.
You know why?
But y'all would tell the young cats. I'm gonna get right back to you, Josh. I'm sorry. Y'all would tell the young cats the same thing Jay Prince did. Went on there talking, running his mouth, almost incriminating himself if something were to happen. Then they could tie back to that interview. They was actually in the interview on $1 Million Worth of Game, telling young cats to stop telling all their business and their next move and all that on the internet.
They doing the exact same thing.
Actually.
Let me finish.
If you was street,
let me finish real quick. Later in the interview, Jay Prince turns around and do the same thing he was telling the young people to not do. So if it was anybody else, and if it was a younger cat and they was doing that or whatever, and they was showing their hand like Jay Prince is doing, y'all would be saying that the man a snitch and he dry snitching on himself and incriminating himself. But because it's Jay Prince, it's like, oh no, it's strategic.
Let me add some context to it, DH. All the way up until that point to where he talks about Offset, you really couldn't say shit. I think that nigga said, I'm gonna go on say it because I'm real. I'm saying fuck it right now. Fuck all that bullshit. Whatever come my way, gonna come my way, and I'm willing to accept that shit, and I'm gonna put it out here just like that. It was a
Okay,
fucking
but when the
moment.
younger cats do the very same thing, we say that okay, this is the type of stuff that they incriminate themselves by.
Right.
It's the
And the
same
difference
thing,
is,
but why is
hold
it
on,
different when Jay Prince
hold on.
do it?
We ain't worried about them incriminating themselves. We worried about if they get caught, stand on your shit. If you gonna be out here like that and say what you want to say, if it go down bad, stand on your shit.
You
And
playing mental gymnastics right now, but
he's
what
saying
you
I'm
saying?
willing to stand on my shit.
That's mental gymnastics, like a
And if you really listen, if you legal wise, he really unincriminated himself.
No, he did not. That's
Yes, he
Cal.
did. Yes, he did. Go ahead, Josh.
Listen, I'm sitting here telling you, you dig what I'm saying? When a person tell you, hey man, I ain't gonna fight you, but if you swing at me, I'm gonna kick your ass. That's not incriminating themselves. That's letting you know, hey, look, I don't want to take it there, but if you make me take it there, I'm gonna take it there. And when he said, I'm finna say this because I'm a real ass nigga. He meant that with every cent of his heart. Don't put me in a position where I gotta defend myself. He pretty much letting this dude know, I don't listen, let's clear this up. But you playing them type of games to where like, man, look, I'm gonna take it somewhere you not gonna take it. You know what I'm saying? So please don't make me do that. That's not incriminating yourself. That's really begging somebody not to poke the bear. You dig
And
what I'm saying?
he really tossing him a bone. Let them know the nigga the people you talking to, the shit getting back to me.
It's
Quit
getting back
talking,
to me.
nigga. Quit talking, nigga, before you catch a case. He helping the
Let me
nigga, man.
let,
He
let me ask
helping
you
the
this.
nigga.
You say before he catch a case, huh?
He
Let me,
helping the nigga, bro.
hey,
From what
you
I've
ever
heard,
heard
y'all, listen.
the
This
story of how
Supreme
he
Rock Africa
said,
talking. From what I've heard, it's a credible shit that was said and it was done, and that shit got back to Jay Prince, and it was a very serious death. What Kanye say? DEFCON 4. Like, okay, it's like don't get it twisted. Offset got money, and he got young niggas that'll crash for him. Don't get it twisted like Offset some hoe ass nigga who can't do shit, get a certain motherfucker to do shit. But I'm letting you know, my nigga, what you thought was in secret is not in secret no more.
Okay, but Supreme, this is the thing. We hear live and you talking about what you heard that he heard, and he talking about what somebody else heard that got back to him, and all of this is hearsay. Like when it gets to the
Right.
point
At
where
the end
people
of
are,
the day,
when
whoever
it gets to the
listening,
point where
you
these
can
men get
believe
the truth
it or
showing up
not.
like this.
It's
Yeah,
it's definitely hearsay, y'all.
It's in a
yeah.
truth showing with each other about who said what or whatever. And I feel like if we gonna say, oh, I'm gonna give you a courtesy call, I'm gonna give you a warning and all of that, my thing is hit up Offset. I need to see, send me a screenshot of the DM or something that you went to him directly. Why dodge this man? You doing podcasts, you doing
Yeah,
responses,
you playing so
replies,
many
and
Nigga,
other
everything.
I
MMA
You
see
ain't
you
guys.
said
working
nothing
a
to Offset
call, nigga.
directly.
I'm a boss, nigga. I
And
don't want to give
then
you a fucking call. Fuck you, nigga. I ain't
you
gotta
gonna go
call you,
off of what
nigga.
you heard,
Your
and
boss,
then
I talk to your boss. I talk to
Hey,
your boss, Offset.
and
I
that's
talk to your
the
boss.
thing though. That's the thing though. I get that part though. I get that part on some boss shit, but that's the thing though. Like who talks
God
to the
damn,
family?
easy guy. Well, boy, he's that motherfucker. Go ahead, man.
But who talks to the family though? But even beyond that, like I said, and like the agent said, you know what I'm saying? If there was some young niggas doing that shit, he doing some young nigga shit. That ain't
I'm
no
on
OG.
blood number 2. Y'all stressing me
You
out.
know what I'm saying?
yeah, he should have
That's some
got him
young nigga
some
shit that he
coke.
doing. You know what I'm saying?
that
You
ain't
know,
young nigga shit, that's internet shit he doing. That's
yeah,
internet shit he doing.
but that's what we've been saying all these years. You
You
know
know
what
what
I'm
I'm
saying?
saying?
These
But that's
young
what I
niggas
just
beefing
said.
over the
Listen,
internet, and then you know what I'm saying?
that's what I
They
just
pull it
said.
up
The
and all that other
internet
type of shit.
is the way of the world, right? The
I get
internet
it.
is the way of the world. Ain't no getting on three-way call and none of that. Because if that's the case, half the entertainers in the world got each other's phone number, but they bring it to the internet. You dig what I'm saying?
Nah,
Yeah,
So,
but
so they bring it to
about
the internet.
somebody
think that
threatening your
shit was
life,
So
nah,
unnecessary.
we won't do it. It ain't
Yeah.
y'all not finna excuse that BS, man.
I
You
just
not
think
finna
that
tell
should
me
hold on, hold on, hold
Listen,
on, hold on,
the
hold
you're
on,
not
agent.
gonna be
hold on,
able to
we ain't
tell
get
me
none
hold on,
that
of
hold on,
it.
man
hold on,
life, that
You
man
know what I'm
life been
saying?
threatened
hold on.
before he had that podcast interview set up, and he
Let me
waited for
hold on.
whatever day he was finna go on Wallow and
You
Gilly
a young
and
Dolph fan, right?
address somebody threatening his life
You from
because
Memphis.
we in the internet era.
Hold on. You
Y'all
from
not
Memphis,
finna
right?
play in my face like that.
You from Memphis, right?
I'm from Memphis.
You a young Dolph fan, right?
I'm not particularly a Young Dolph fan.
Okay, but everybody say Dolph, you know, and I like Dolph or whatever. So when Dolph and Gotti was getting into it and Dolph was going
Mm,
on record, You know what I'm saying? Talking about, the money that, what I'm saying, when Honeycomb braids, these niggas get on records and say, okay, niggas got money on my head and niggas got this here. Okay, these are the same niggas that y'all be saying, oh man, they good artists and ain't this and that there. It's entertainment. Y'all getting it crosswise. Entertainment and streets. He's still an entertainer. Jay ain't the street boss no more. He an entertainer. He still this man on island.
Entertainer. That nigga CEO.
We not gonna rewrite history.
Behind the scenes
We
all
not gonna
these
rewrite
years.
history.
You know what I'm saying?
When did Jay Prince say he was a gangster?
It ain't even got nothing about being gangster. We could leave the gangster part out of it. It's just about principle and principalities. To me, at this particular point, it has nothing to do with being gangster at this point.
Okay, let me ask you something, Deasia. What principle was broken?
It's the shoe showing. It's the reacting off of some hearsay. Like, who has that much energy behind what you heard? Like, anytime you sit in front of me, you talking about, I heard somebody said, I'm going to go address who you said. Yeah. So you better be ready for me to say that you the one told me. Because I'm going to go and say, such and such told me that you said you threatening my life.
United States of America. I'm going to address
that because I don't want to die. So I'm not going to wait to go on the podcast in 2 weeks to tell the world that somebody threatened my life.
I ain't telling the world somebody threatened my life. I'm telling the nigga that's playing them games, and hey, boy, you better tread lightly. You know what I'm saying? In front of the world, I'm telling them this. You know what I'm saying? See, that's the misconception. But at the end of the day,
like a call to the police to me.
It probably was because I don't want to kill you. It was. It
was.
If I was the old me, I wouldn't have said
nothing.
If I was the old me, you wouldn't even been getting this here. You dig what I'm saying? So it was a call to the police. And it's a call to you telling you, man, hey, just chill. Because once you poke the bear, it's going to be different than what you think. So yeah, I'll let it was protection. It was everything.
Hey, so now I know why the fuck Zero went to the police. He went hollering at the old man. The old man was like, hey, just go ahead and file that case, baby.
Hey, that could have been the case because the thing of it is, when you get older, don't you supposed to think smarter?
Yeah, and then he should have thought smarter and stayed off that podcast threatening that man.
He didn't threaten that man. He sent that man a disclaimer.
Come on, John.
See, now you're lying. Hey, but now you're lying. That's not a threat. That's never been a threat in the history of threatmanship.
This a threat. This a threat.
Hey,
Deasia, when I see you,
even if
I'm gonna kill you. That's a threat.
Even if he ain't threatening him on the even if he ain't threatening him on the podcast, that little voicemail he put out, shit, that shit damn so sound like a threat to me.
EV, yes or no? Did he threaten him on the podcast?
On the podcast? No, I wouldn't say threaten him on the podcast, but
thank you.
I just voicemail.
Your Honor, I want to put that on the record.
That little voicemail he put out, that shit sounded like a threat to me. You know what I'm saying?
What did he say? I forgot.
Too much for interpretation.
Yeah, what y'all think about that?
I'm saying, what you say? Refresh our memory.
Oh, we ain't even scratched the surface yet because we ain't even got to that clip that he did after Offset responded because he really. When Offset responded and he started talking about all day instances, you say you don't know me, but you remember when I had to cover Cardi B when she had said flu. You remember I did this, remember I did that. He did a whole remember the time. And I'm like, why is you dropping all this information? Nobody business.
Offset did it.
He did what?
That nigga said, I don't know you. So now you lying. Nigga, I do know you.
Man, he done brought all these motherfuckers into it. You know what I'm saying? Nah, he brought Cardi B into it.
Even with that,
you know what I'm saying?
Say, I don't know you.
Like that nigga moving like a motherfucking young nigga. That's all I'm saying.
Hey,
that's crazy.
We might not like it. This is my whole point. This is my whole point, y'all. Listen. This is my whole point. We might not like it. It might rub us the wrong way, but there was no violations. The nigga didn't lie. The nigga didn't disrespect nobody. The nigga didn't.
He didn't disrespect nobody. Yes, he
did. No, he didn't.
Who he disrespected, Dave?
He disrespected that grieving family. It is natural.
The family not grieving. They arguing over money. How is they grieving?
It doesn't matter. It's a still grieving process.
From the sandbox. Them niggas grew up together from the sandbox, man. Just because they've been arguing.
He disrespecting them by clearing his name up. I'm being lied on in a murder case. How am I disrespecting the family?
Okay, how was Jay Prince being lied on in a murder case when he was at home in the bed?
People are saying it's his fault that his sons, the Prince family, he's the reason there's a Prince family.
Okay,
so the Prince family is being lied on.
This is how you do this. You go clear your name in court because it's a pending case that is open.
No. His name in court is cleared. Now it's the court of public opinion.
And the public opinion is if the public had an opinion at first that they wouldn't even time Jay Prince like that. If he really cared about the court of public opinion, he would have. If he cared about the public and he understood social media the way he did, y'all say he do, he would have.
I'm saying he learned it. I'm sorry, he don't know it yet. He don't understand it yet.
Let me finish. He would have used better. He would have been. He should have felt the room. He should have read the room to where he would have been like, okay, I understand right now. This is a time of grieving. I'm gonna speak on what I need to speak on to clear my name, but. Everybody is still.
That grieving shit. That shit fake, man. That shit fake.
At this particular time, this family is grieving the death of Takeoff. The world is grieving the death of Takeoff. We don't know what actually happened or what happened actually transpired. The man just got put in the ground. It's just the wrong time to be even bringing that type of energy into everything. That's okay.
Hey, let me say this, Dave. Let me say this. It's like he didn't do that podcast for people that's talking against him. He did it for people that support him. Cause that's just like now half the people saying fuck him. They didn't buy no book. They ain't supported him through the years. He don't give a fuck what they say. Y'all ain't put no money in my pocket. But the people that admire me and look up to me and hold my name in high standards, I gotta put this out here for y'all. And I gotta remind y'all.
He didn't have to do that Offset part.
He had to do that. He had to do that.
That was not necessary. No, he did not. Y'all not gonna make that okay.
Y'all gotta stop that grieving cap shit. Ain't nobody asked, man, come on, man. This is idol worship.
So you mean to tell me that hold on, Supreme. You mean to tell me that a mother that lost her child is not grieving her son?
He not disrespecting his mother.
How is he not disrespecting his mom and he's on a podcast using her son's death as an opportunity to threaten her family member? What are you talking about?
He's defending his family.
Supreme, let me answer.
He's defending his family, but also putting attack on y'all. Got to keep in mind, Offset is his blood relative.
Let me ask you this question.
Well, you need to shut the fuck up and grieve, nigga. And quit sending threats. Nigga, grieve. Don't threaten me, nigga. Grieve.
No threats. And if he over the internet.
Let me ask you this question. So with Quavo and Offset disrespecting their own family when they fought at this Grammys.
That ain't nobody's business.
No, you fought in front of. It's on camera. You fought in front of everybody.
That's not nobody's
business. I can't believe this. That's
fighting at the barbecue in the space game and shit.
But you didn't. Right. You didn't. You fought in front of America. You fought in front of cameras. You fought at one of the biggest nights in music. So is you disrespecting your family? Hold on. Not only are you disrespecting your family, you disrespecting this man's legacy. If y'all fighting at the biggest night in the music.
That's not the same level, and it's not the same type of disrespect. We're not gonna convolute the two and make it like it's the same thing.
That's way worse than Jay Prince. Way worse.
Hey. So you mean to
y'all
tell
out
me
there that's watching, y'all like the show, so make sure you subscribe. Y'all tripping, man.
Now answer me that question though. Answer me that
I feel like I'm in the motherfucking Twilight Zone.
You and Josh in the Twilight Zone.
Let me say something else. For the people that don't know,
I'm cut from a different cloth.
For the people that don't know James Prince, do y'all realize this man was so smart? He outsmarted the feds. You know how he outsmarted the feds?
Because we ain't had Instagram and podcasts. They would have locked everybody's ass up.
This how he outsmarted the feds. He supported the vice president, right? He paid the vice president. So you mean to tell me a man that done paid the vice president, he done paid senators, he done paid all this here. Y'all think 30 plus years of him having his stand-up name, he on the internet being a crash dummy?
Yes.
Yeah. At this point,
maybe. Maybe.
That's what it look like.
See, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying, man. The nigga is underestimating social media. That's
Check it
the
out, though.
problem. That's the problem. Like,
Yeah.
this might be too. You done conquered a lot of shit, Jay Prince.
Let me
But
tell you this here about
the
social media,
way
man.
that the shit that you think right, it ain't right out there no more. The shit upside down.
It's
That's why
upside
you
down.
got people on this podcast talking about the world grieving. Ain't nobody motherfucking grieving. Like, they don't know this, man. Motherfuckers don't know this, nigga. They ain't know the world grieving.
Hey, you
That's
ain't
the
got
new
to
shit.
say it's
The family
people on the
grieving.
podcast. Put a name on it. Say my name. Cause I know you talking about me on me.
Listen, how much time we got left? Because before we go,
No,
We
you
got
good.
enough time, all the time in the world.
let me address this here though. You understand me, Deja? You need to quit using your journalism skills for your cat fights on the internet. Now,
Okay, why did you say that?
I seen you and the dentist going at it, right? I seen you and the dentist going at it. I felt like your feelings were kind of hurt because you sent him some of them naughty pictures and he didn't respond in the manner that he supposed to. And then you start coming to attack this man on everything. I went and researched him. You on every post laughing and giggling. When you put yourself out there and then get the results you wanted, you use your platform to try to shit on him. That's like going to break the man windows when he done piss you off. Don't do
Yeah,
that. That's bad
I know
journalism.
that. I see
That's
that
bad
talking too
journalism.
damn much, running the family, don't it?
Listen, that's bad
You know what I'm
journalism.
saying?
That's
But
bad
no,
journalism.
but since you brought that up, you know what I'm saying? You put that out there or whatever the case may be. That's just like how you was able to read something you could take from it and you could make a put a narrative together. It's almost like their hearsay that your cousin got a problem with, like receiving information and making it what he wanted to be and speaking on it. And you don't even know what you're talking about.
Now, let me say this here though, but without saying a lot, man. You know, for real, just on some real shit. This shit, what we on here just commentating from the sideline. But in the
Yeah.
game, the thick of this shit that's going on, man, it's a lot of deep shit going on with this shit, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, for
And
sure.
it's a lot of heavy players who hands was involved in trying to get this shit straight. Because at the end of the day, if you heard what they really was saying, you know what I'm saying? If you go back and look at the film and everything, what he did was he was trying to clear his son name up. See, Jay is like this here. I know y'all not gonna fuck with me because y'all can't outthink me. And I'm gonna play the game. But my son, he ain't seasoned like that. And it's just one particular son, Junior. And I will say this about Junior. Junior, he tried to play Jay when Jay was younger, but it's a new age. You can't play like that. Like even with the mob ties, that's not James Print. That was founded by Junior. You know what I'm saying? And
That's crazy.
what Jay really got involved in why he moving like he moving because you put Jazz in it. Jazz a square. Anybody that know that Jazz Prince is a square. When they went on there and said Jazz told them boys, hey man, I'm finna go. He left early. That's his MO. He do not party like that. Of course, you know what I'm saying? Like my daddy, this music mogul, my brother do this here. This man introduced Drake to fucking Lil Wayne. He was on that type of shit. He not no nigga that. So when shit go to getting involved, to where like you putting my other kids that's not even that type of shit. Now you can put Junior in it because Junior know how to cover his ass when it comes to that street shit. Don't put
Shit.
Jazz in
I
it.
don't
Don't
know.
put Baby J in it. Don't put Brandy in it. You know what I'm saying? Because
Well,
now
what
you fucked
about
up.
okay? So it was Mike and Junior on the podcast, right?
Right. See, Mike was
Okay,
on
so
the
my thing
podcast.
is, so Josh, here's my thing. The podcast, what Jay Prince was saying, the guys they were speaking, the boys they were speaking for themselves. I don't see why Junior and Mike couldn't have been. They were the ones there. Why they couldn't just been having the podcast and said what they said? It ain't no difference in what
Hold
they
on, let me
said.
show you something.
What they
Just like watch
said
this
in the
here.
podcast, it wasn't nothing wrong with that. It
Let me
wasn't
show
no
you something.
issue with the podcast, which
When
I feel
y'all
like they shouldn't have did it.
when
It was
y'all
the part
introduce
of Jay
me.
Prince started talking about in the
When
end.
y'all introduce me, what y'all say? Josh Prince, Jay Prince, cousin.
I'm gonna say
Y'all
Jay Prince,
associated.
Josh Prince,
Y'all didn't just
cousin,
say Josh Prince. Y'all associated his name with mine, right?
because that's
That's
part
just
of the
like
story.
okay, but that's the thing. The part of the story, you got people on the internet saying that's just like Hakeem Campbell. What he say? James Prince, he did all that. He talked reckless, and he said that was on your watch. They was in your kitchen. That wasn't on my watch. They didn't even come to see me. They was in town visiting my kids. I don't get involved in that kiddie shit. I wasn't at no party. I wasn't doing none of that. Matter of fact, I was wailing Belize on one of my islands when this shit happened. You dig what I'm saying? But I gotta speak for the family because I'm the godfather, right? I'm a father. You dig what I'm saying? That's just like if your son get into it, you dig what I'm saying, and he get into some shit he can't handle, you being mature enough or you having the right plugs or whatever, you gonna step in. Your
sure.
son get in trouble and go to court, you gonna be on the front row at the court, right? in
For
the
sure, for
courtroom.
sure.
You're not gonna sit
100%.
out in the
Well, Jay
lobby
Prince
and
was
let the
acting
judge
like
handle
Tory
it.
Lane's daddy outside that courthouse.
Now,
If
Jay
you
Prince
ask
was
me,
listen. Jay Prince was acting like a nigga that's letting these niggas know that, hey man, look, I don't want no trouble with y'all, but y'all better not play in that field right there, cause y'all gonna get tapped on.
Hey,
You keep
Tory
playing
Lane's
like you
daddy was
playing.
acting like a mark, but what I got from it, he loved his son.
Fuck you
shit,
Yeah.
mean?
Tory Lane dad,
Yeah.
at least he put a name. He specifically said Jay-Z them done did this. You know what I'm
Hey,
saying?
Shit,
We
Jay
don't
Prince
know who
say
Jay Prince on
Offset.
the podcast talking
He
about.
put
He said,
Offset, and
Offset.
Offset told him who he fucking
Okay, let me
nigga.
ask you this
Okay, let me
here.
ask you this, Josh. If Jay Prince, as old as these boys is, if he feel like he got to sit in and speak on they involvements or whatever they got going on in the streets, they got their name tied in it. It sound to me like he holding their hand and not letting those men be men.
Let me ask
He
you this
So
know
here.
why they
he know
can't
who
come
he
for
got.
Let me
themselves?
ask you this here.
He know what he got.
Hold on. Every headline you seen, it didn't say James Prince Jr. It said Jay Prince's son.
Because Jay Prince
Everything.
did like 5 interviews.
No, before the interviews, when this
Before
shit
the
first
interview,
happened, they said the Migos was down there with Jay Prince and his son. They was in Houston with Jay Prince with mob ties. They was with Jay Prince Jr. They didn't say the Migos was down there with Junior and Jay Prince was somewhere else. He wasn't involved. They involved him. The
let me
media,
ask,
those
and
young
another
and
thing.
that's why
Let me
he
say
said
this.
the
Let me
media
say this.
whore did.
Jay Prince Jr. been in a lot of shit, and Daddy ain't said shit. He know this some different type shit.
that's true too. That's true.
He
Well,
know this
shit,
some different type. He know Junior can't handle this.
he ain't speaking. Hey, he
I
ain't
gotta
speaking.
come in.
He ain't even speaking for himself,
Yeah,
really. You know what I'm saying?
Junior spoke well on the podcast, if you ask
Shit,
me.
not
Cause his
really.
daddy was right there.
Yeah, really. He spoke a little bit. He
Let
spoke a
me tell
little
you,
bit. He didn't really
listen,
say too
listen,
much
this
though.
this what I can say. This what I
For
can
legal
say.
purposes.
This the thing what I can say. Like a lot of us, we get on these podcasts, motherfuckers that don't have hand-on information. Like
Yeah.
right now, in today's age, Junior can make shit happen for us. Like if it was to go into some street shit, cause Junior got these young niggas, just like y'all saying, Offset got young, Junior got young niggas that's willing to die about him just because who he is. You know what I'm saying? Now James, he'll have to go pull out, the Rolodex and get some old niggas. They old. That young nigga, and that's why he's speaking now, because he know it could become reckless. Because the thing with Junior, he not no hoe. He learned from the best, and he got the right people behind him. You dig what I'm saying? He got a bunch of young motherfuckers with them big old guns like them young niggas got that'll jump when he say jump. You know what I'm saying? He did take that from his daddy. He strategically did what he did. You know what I'm saying? If you go to Houston, you walk around, you talk to niggas that know how they go, they structured, and they will get down. You dig what I'm saying?
Well, I know
So
y'all
what he
say that
doing?
it wasn't a threat, but even if y'all don't say it, if okay, let's say he didn't, y'all, we not gonna call it a threat what he did on $1 million worth of game. I feel like an OG, or elder, somebody that's just trying to, clear everything, clear the air, whatever. I think everything that he knows and who he is outside of this gangster talk, we ain't talking about that. I just feel like just as a father, as an elder, what he should, when he had that conversation about on their podcast or whatever, and even if he was gonna address Offset, he shouldn't have used that type of tone and that type of verbiage when he did it. Because only thing he did, if his concern is knowing how far it could possibly go because his son's affiliations or whatever, he ain't did nothing but adding more fuel to the fire with that type of tone he had
What Big
about
Mama
it.
used to tell you when you was finna touch that hot pot and she been business? You touch that hot pot, I'm gonna spank your ass. She didn't say it soft. She didn't say you touched it. She said it in a voice to where I'm square business. Don't touch that hot pot. He meant what he said. Don't
Well, my
touch
Hey,
that
mom
hot
ain't
that
gonna
pot.
ain't his
strap up.
daddy.
My mom ain't
That
gonna
ain't his daddy though.
strap
You
up
know
and
what I'm
come
saying?
and be gunning for my ass either. That ain't the same thing.
Well,
Yeah,
you
she
stay
gonna
on the
beat your ass.
sideline.
Yeah,
You
she
stay
gonna
on the
be my ass,
sideline.
but come on, quick, y'all. I mean, y'all acting like y'all not understanding what I'm saying.
I'm
Yeah, my
not.
mama gonna say, "Hey, I'm gonna spank your ass," but it's a difference when you got real damn fools out here, real street cats, real people who are part. Like, and I'm not talking about the guys involved, like the Prince family or the of Offset and them being street cats. I'm talking about you got people that be fans, that be street cats, don't have
Hold on.
nothing to do with nothing,
Let me
and
show you
just
something.
because somebody put something out there, they be ready to slide, and we don't know
Let me
who them
just say
young
this.
niggas
No, hold
is.
on. Let me say this seriously. People don't understand it, go over their head. If I want to spank your ass and I'm who I am, I don't gotta kill you. I cut off your revenue. I got enough pull to where nigga I have it where you can't do shows. And I ain't sending goons. I'm making calls. Hey, this such and such. You know, we do business doing this and that there. I don't want to see that boy out there doing no show. You know what I'm saying? See, that's what's going over y'all head. Everything within ain't about killing. I cut off your revenue to where you can't even do a show. And I ain't sending people to hurt you. It's because of what I'm
But
connected
it's
to
too much
and what
room
I
for
can do.
interpretation, though, Josh.
Don't make me
I
defend
just don't
myself.
feel like I think like even some of the stuff they be trying to say about Jay Prince or whatever the case may be. I do think that he's a reputable person and he moves a certain type of way. And like a lot of people do go off of hearsay and come up with their different stories. I just feel with the climate. I just feel like just with the climate of everything, it was a better way for him to handle that. It
I
really
mean,
was.
that's
hold
opinion. That's opinion. Hold on, Supreme. Let me say this and then I'm going to get it. That's opinion. But I know that you keep saying the word hearsay, right? It's just like now. He got the moniker that he had for us being a boogeyman or this tough guy and all that from hearsay. Ain't nobody really, but the people that seen him do shit. You know what I'm saying? But it's hearsay. So hearsay done gained him enough credibility where he like people saying he the OG of the South. Shit like this, that come off hearsay. Nobody on internet but a few people done sit down and seen this man, sit with people and off his words say, hey, look, y'all squash this shit and it's done with, and they do it. Or, hey, man, have my money by this day, or it's going down and they do it. Just few people said that. But you got damn near half of the world who off of hearsay hold this man in this high standard. So since we speaking of hearsay and do hearsay count, you dig what I'm saying?
Do you think he successfully cleared their name?
What I
No,
think is, we having this conversation now. He successfully divided and conquered. The people that was rocking with him, they
He
rocking with
did
him
that.
even more now.
He
The
did that
people
for
that was
sure.
saying fuck him, they've been saying fuck him because first and foremost, they don't believe that he who he is. It's like, how this nigga get all this power? Ain't nobody scared of him. Niggas scared of him because if you tell any one of them niggas on the internet talking, hey, I got $1 million, come pick it up in Houston, I bet you they don't step a foot in Houston to get that $1 million.
Hey,
I want
check
to
it out
switch it.
though.
Hold on, easy. I want to switch it right quick, y'all. Just assume everything that the Prince family said was true on the podcast, right? How do y'all feel about the other nigga that was with the Migos, the gun situation, and him starting the argument and him leaving Takeoff and going and fly and getting out of Dodge? How y'all feel about that? Assuming it's
You talking
true.
about Migo
That's
Band?
crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, shit. Yeah, that's crazy. Like that part right there. Ain't nobody. I don't think nobody is. I don't think nobody's saying nothing against that part. I don't think nobody
They need to beat up.
trying to defend Migo bands, and nothing like that. But one thing about it is people saying we shouldn't even really know about that. Like how is Jay Prince putting his paperwork out there on this open case? People
Because
even
I'm
saying
clearing
that
my
though.
name. This
It's a
what you
public
saying.
record.
It's
This-
public record
record.
for one.
This-
And then it's like, this what y'all missing on the internet. They're
this-
not telling y'all this here. I got to get my side of the story. So you mean to tell me this man, the one that started
he
this
not.
shit,
But
he incited?
he not facing no charges though. They not facing no charges.
You know
No,
why?
we just talking
Speak
about
for
the
us,
whole
Drake.
shit that led to it.
Right.
Who holding him
Yeah.
accountable for that though? Cause take this here. If he never swing on this man here and play with that gun,
Oh yeah, for sure. I feel you on that.
it wouldn't have
Yeah.
never been nothing. Mike had already de-escalated. He done got these folks, you know what I'm saying? That's why Quavo say, man, yeah, let me go on and go. Because Mike said, nephew, it ain't like that. It ain't like that. Look, Cam, he on camera. He even said, man, you know what? I'm just bullshitting about the basketball, bro. My bad. Because you know why they did that? The people with that camp know if we pull one of these silly ass moves, we gonna have to pay for that shit. So they was humble about what they did. Cause Mike telling them, chill out. So they chill out. So you got this crash dummy who incite a ride. You ever been locked up before? You incite a ride. That means you start this shit. So when the domino effect take place, it go back to the first domino. If you never hit this man and pull your pistol, this shit, you ain't messing with no fucking punks. You can't just swing on nobody in this clique right here.
Oh
You fucked up.
For sure. Yeah, he fucked
Nobody
up on
talking
that.
about that part though. You know why?
They need to
Because
be.
this Jay Prince name attached to it, so they're gonna attack his son. Because, like I say, the internet already want to make him a monster. They want to make it to where, like, why y'all scared of him? He ain't shit. He ain't this. But he gotta be something.
But yeah, hey, but check this out. Hey, so let me say this though. I think one reason why a lot of people is coming down hard on Jay Prince and the Prince family for one thing, because they always had this reputation, like even with the rappers, even with the people on their label, Mob Ties, Honeycomb Brazy. They always been associated with Larry Hoover, shit like that. So they always had this reputation for being these quote unquote mob niggas and gangsters, and ain't supposed to be talking. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's why, like, do you get that part? Why people could like coming down on them for that, for like just going out there and talking when they supposed to have a certain reputation?
You know the part,
you know
I get people don't even know this man because all his life that's what he did. And that's why his word good. Because if I'm gonna tell you first, and then if you don't abide by what I said, then I'm gonna react. Everybody done told a story. That's what they told. He been getting on tapes telling people, hey, look, this a courtesy call. He came up with that catchphrase because he been telling niggas, and niggas know he stand on it. That's just like Wack 100. He on here talking that shit, but he a worker. Your boss used to work for Lil J. Suge Knight was James Prince's bodyguard. Suge Knight, one of the most feared men in rap at one time, feared this man. You know what I'm saying? And not because he was brutal, not because of that, because he admired the way he thought. You ask any of these so-called gangster niggas that came in the game and all that there, the first name they'll say for us, not because of what he did, it's the way he moved. You dig what I'm saying? So you best believe this nigga ain't changed up his moves. When he jumped on that podcast and when he's saying what he's saying, it's all strategic. When the fuck a chess player stop playing chess? If I got a track record,
that's because I don't know why people always
I want to answer. He's asked the question. I want to answer. As far as he talking and doing this shit, and do I think that people? Do I get the point of what people are saying about him talking? I think that people have selective outrage and are biased as fuck. Takeoff was loved, right? Put Wack 100 in that same position, and motherfuckers wouldn't give a fuck. They would say that's what that nigga gets.
Matter of fact, put Charleston in that same position.
They would say that's what that nigga gets. It's cause it's who he is, man. No, you talking about the world mourning and grieving cause the world love Takeoff wasn't no nigga that had no bad rep. People didn't dislike him. It just depends on who you are in the public perception, man. Now again, put Charles in that situation.
You talking about how they'll feel about the person passing, and that's
they would have said Jay Prince took her business. Man,
that's not even the point. That's not even the point. You know what I'm saying? And y'all be sitting up talking about chess and somebody playing chess. Just because you playing chess don't mean that when you playing chess, you always make the right chess move.
You don't. Time will tell. Time will tell if he made the right move. We'll see.
But let me ask you this question, Deja. Honestly, do you really think
my business? Because you tried to shade me a while ago and try to make it seem like the nigga wasn't checking for me, and he really was. But see, I ain't the type to put all my. I ain't about to earn nobody out on the internet. Y'all don't sit on podcasts
listen,
like Jay Prince to tell all my business.
But you do it in the inbox. But let me show you this.
Yeah, because that's my private inbox.
That's still the internet. That's still the internet. And they said, watch what you put on the internet because it damn near came out.
No, it didn't come because guess what? If he would have posted my picture that I put in that inbox, I bet you that cash out would have went stupid. So anyway, Josh, what you
I was waiting on the picture though, but never mind. Listen, but this is the thing. What I'm saying though, man, for real. Before we end the show, because I know it's almost time. Y'all gotta understand, man. The internet now is the new street. That's how people make their revenue and all this. That's just like now. What are we talking about? We talking about Jay Prince and the Prince family. I forgot. You went to talking about the naked pictures. I forgot. Listen, this is what I'm saying though. They had a thing in entertainment a long time ago. They say all publicity is good publicity when you're an entertainer, because you always gonna divide the world. You're gonna have people that love you, you're gonna have people that hate you. Without this incident, people was already saying, oh, every time Wax said some fly shit, you had half the world say, ain't nobody scared of him. These young niggas will do this, they'll do that. They ain't did the shit. But the thing, what I'm saying is, it was a lot of things unpacked in that podcast. It was a lot of things. He called them. You know what I'm saying? And getting them like, well, I wasn't going to take it. Nigga, you was going to take it because you know the ratings was going to go up. and even speak volumes, I went and sit down with this man boss. His family wasn't paying him. His boss was. Y'all not grieving Takeoff because he was, whatever their last name was, he was part of their family. Y'all grieving him because he was part of QC label and they put him in the world's eyesight and they made him the person he was. So I went to the person who I supposed to go to and get shit straight. You dig what I'm saying? Now, best believe, if I wasn't supposed to say what I'm saying on this podcast,
the person who I went and sit down with would have a problem with me. And I had enough respect to go sit down with him. So I walk by respect. So I know what I'm saying. I done got a green light. I move strategically how these streets go. I've been doing this for 30 years. So I got a green light from the right people to say this shit. Because they know when I put this out here, I mean what I said. And I'm not threatening you. I'm giving you a warning. And I went on this podcast and said it because I don't want to go to that level with you. Because if I did, I'll be quiet and I do you like I've been doing motherfuckers in the past when they cross me. But I'm not like that.
Hey, but check it out. Shit, they probably gave him the green light because they was beefing. You know, the Offset and the label was beefing. You know what I'm saying? So, you know what I'm saying? They the one, to me, that was my whole little conspiracy theories was that
that makes sense to me.
It makes perfect sense.
Was kind of behind the whole shit. And then they turned around and sold the label a couple days ago. So, you know what I'm saying? Like to me, that was
okay. So let me ask you this:
like behind the scenes.
Let me ask you this: why you doing this here? So if I'm a dude and I done sit out and peeped, okay, well, boom, these people over here might be giving me false information. You know what I'm saying? I see their reason for doing that there. But instead of me just doing what I usually would do is being quiet and making a phone call and having something happen to this young man. Let me get on her in the public eye. I put protection on me and him. I can't go do nothing to you because I done said this shit on the podcast. You dig what I'm saying? I can't go do nothing to you now. But I'm also letting you know you can't come do nothing to me now. Because if you come do something to me now, I don't know with that.
I don't know if that's the case.
So that's snitching.
I don't know if that's the case.
No, that's not snitching.
I roll with that.
That's not snitching.
Listen. You got a 58-year-old man. His kids trying to run the show now. He got kids that's going to college. He got grandkids coming up. Man, I'm not worried about snitching and all that shit no more. I'm on 2 islands. You dig what I'm saying? I got so much money now. I can't, like he said when they was talking about he extort people. Y'all ain't got enough money for me to extort y'all. You know what I'm saying? I build relationships. I'm not snitching now. I'm just an old man trying to keep from going back to my old ways, man. Because y'all don't want to poke the
don't change because of how old you are. And I feel like personally is the fact that I think that
so hold on, Daisy, before you say that,
I know y'all be trying to make somebody respect somebody. And all that. I'm just gonna say what I just say it how it is. I'm just gonna straight out.
All these old killers from
I feel like Jay Prince at that particular time with everything that he's been saying, somebody is putting a battery in his back. He is in the gap. He is speaking for somebody else's beef or whatever the case may be, and he's been a send out right now. I don't like that because it's all of this. Oh, you know, he's been a little bit too bold with coming out making statements about how the family don't really fuck with him. I talked to P, and you weren't really fucking with Takeoff when he was alive. It's too much personal family business for you to make me believe that somebody putting a battery in that man back. And they know because he's Jay Prince, he could step in the front of it and he can say these things. I really do feel like that, seriously.
Can you imagine how Offset felt when Can you imagine how Offset felt when that nigga heard they say all that shit? That shit penetrated that nigga's soul, man. That's what he was trying to do.
And that's my point. Somebody is putting that battery in his back because who else could say that and it's gonna make him tremble on the inside. Who else gonna say that?
Hey, and that's and if it is, hey, so what you saying, DA?
The same effect.
So what you saying, DA, is conspiracy, right? I mean, 2 or more people.
I'm not saying that, but they better watch out for Rico.
No, I'm saying they let Offset know, nigga. If we playing chess, it's just you and your queen on the board, and these pieces coming at your ass, nigga. You better sit the fuck down, nigga. You got people on your side that's on my side. Boy.
I'm gonna tell y'all something that is real interesting. Is because
I'm sick out there spanked on the internet. Real niggas see that shit.
Talking about Trans Zero, but all of a sudden the rules done changed in this conversation.
I mean, how did the rules change?
I don't know. Y'all play chess. I play checkers because I like to jump a motherfucker a couple of times. I don't know how to play chess.
Is that a threat?
So my thing is, in the checker game, we gonna jump a couple of times or whatever. But in chess, y'all do all these different moving pieces. Y'all very strategic. And this strategy looks a real like snitching.
Hey, listen. Me. My standpoint on that Trans Zero shit was selective outrage because even with that shit, everybody was like Trey a hoe for jumping and all that. Even when I mentioned about Tupac jumping Orlando off in Vegas, and everybody loved Tupac, and then him and them Death Row niggas jumped him, and they was gangsters for doing that shit. But the only thing I was saying was the in entertainment, the fans be fanned out. That's just like now. The fans fanned out. They don't know what's going on behind them closed doors. They don't know what phone calls being taken and all that. Public perception and already tried to slander this man's name. When he came out in the public and told everybody what was going on, now they keying in on the message he gave Offset. Let's forget about all the truth and the facts he said because we had it wrong at first. Y'all just want to hate the man now. Now it's oh, he said that about Offset, but what about when he told the truth about what
Yeah, they
happened?
forgot
What
about the
about when
whole
Junior
incident at the
wasn't
bowling
even
alley.
out there
And
when the
that's
shooting
about
took
Offset.
place? What about when Junior wasn't even out there when the shooting took place, but everybody said it was his fault? What about all this shit that happened that transpired? It was out of people's control, that it was caused by somebody on their side. Nobody get mad saying, oh, that whole ass nigga, he the one that made this happen. He the one that, if he wouldn't have did that, Takeoff wouldn't be dead. What about that part of it?
Okay, let me ask you this, Josh, about clearing names. Don't you remember when everything first transpired and people said if people was dragging Quavo, they were saying it was Quavo's fault, right? Y'all remember that?
A little bit.
Well, y'all remember when they was dragging
Yeah, I
Quavo?
remember
They
people
was
saying
saying
it, but
if
it
it
wasn't.
wasn't, they were saying if it wasn't for Quavo, Takeoff would still be here, and they was trying to make it seem like Quavo started they was having an argument about a dice game, then it went to a basketball thing, right? So basically the noise, the rumblings on social media was Quavo, it was Quavo's fault.
It was a few people that said that. That wasn't no trending
but
thing.
that was something that was transpiring.
I mean,
on
it's a lot of shit that be said. I'm saying what trend, what majority. That wasn't the majority of what was said.
Okay, but listen though.
It was a slim. Out of 100% of people that were speaking on that incident at the time, maybe 10% was saying that bullshit there.
Okay, but listen though. Quavo ain't came out trying to clear his name about nothing. Ain't nobody else coming out.
You know why?
You know why? Because if he come out,
a lot of people, it's a different people name get put in it.
You know why? Because Quavo got a part in that shit.
Because
that's why he got some gifting.
Quavo is part of that battery that's in Jay Prince bag.
No, Quavo was talking that shit and arguing with a nigga, and they were telling Quavo to be quiet too, and he kept going.
Hold on, David. Yeah. If Quavo is a part of that battery that's in Jay Prince in back, ain't he going against his family and disrespecting his family? That's his family,
was
right?
already into it anyway. Yeah, he did.
That's what we trying to say.
You just said what Jay Prince said.
Into it anyway because
you just
I
said
already
what Jay
know
Prince
because
said.
Jay Prince said on the interview that he talked to Quavo already.
But you just said what Jay Prince said. They was already into it anyway.
Yeah, but that ain't his place to say that though.
You just said it. That
ain't his place to speak on it.
You just spoke on it.
I'm not involved in that. I'm speaking on what was spoke on.
But you're a journalist, and we right now in the public. We in the public.
I'm giving my opinion of what was stated.
But you just said
you're not finna make me the police, sir. I did not say.
You just said that though.
No,
you said that though. Ain't that what you just said? I mean, fellas, ain't that what she just said? She said the same thing during the interview.
She definitely contradicted herself.
Y'all definitely can.
My job is done here, man, for real. Oh my God.
Listen, if y'all out there watching,
so Quavo on Jay Prince side. So Quavo on Jay Prince side. You said he one of the ones.
Of course. Yeah.
Why would I be on somebody's side that killed my nephew?
Quavo is on Jay Prince side.
Why would I be on somebody's side to kill my nephew?
But Josh, I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say this real quick because I know, like, we've been giving our opinions on the interview, and people might have different thoughts about how we feel as far as people responsibility and role.
No, answer that question first. Answer that first question first. Why would I be on the side of somebody that killed my nephew or was responsible for killing my nephew?
I'm gonna give you the answer in this. I personally don't think that the Prince family actually had anything to do with Takeoff passing. I believe a lot of what Jay Prince Neal was saying on their podcast as far as Migos bands and the altercation and all of that. I believe it, right? I've never felt like the Prince family had a hand in anything. And Quavo and them, they cool with them. You get what I'm saying? Like Jazz and all them or whatever. So my thing is this. I feel as though because they were there, and if what Jay Prince said was true, Junior and them stayed with him, went to the hospital and all that kind of stuff or whatever. Quavo really has no real reason. We on the outside looking in, don't know the full story or whatever, we'll be thinking so Quavo has no real reason to be mad at the Prince family.
So why do
would he
Offset
still
have
be
a
cool
reason?
with them?
So why do Offset have a reason to be shooting slugs or trying to send people at
Because
the Prince family?
Offset, this is the reason, Josh. Offset
Hold on.
wasn't
Before you
there.
say that, you just said Quavo.
Offset wasn't there, and Offset wasn't there. So Offset is looking at the situation just like we are.
He wasn't there for a reason. He wasn't there because he wasn't fucking with them though. So if a nigga that wasn't fucking with them and you ain't in this, why is you putting yourself in it? You better stay out of it.
That's still his relative. That's still y'all. You cannot. None of that stuff trumps being.
No, see, hold on, hold on, y'all. We done had conversations.
I don't want them to get killed.
Hold on, y'all. Now listen, we done had everybody that got people in their family, nigga, they don't fuck with blood.
I don't want them to get shot at an after party.
But hold on. It's so bad in some situations that Deja, I fuck with you. If y'all got into it with my blood, I take your side over. That's how much I don't fuck with this nigga.
You better. That's different. You know what I'm saying?
Nah, it's the same shit. They don't fuck with that nigga Offset.
Deja.
It's not.
So if he my blood, hold on. If he my blood and he take your side over mine, you dig what I'm saying? That speaks volumes.
Y'all making two different points though. So hear this out. The first point was I understand why Quavo is still cool with them. Y'all making a point as to why would Offset have so much energy towards the Prince family and be on that rah-rah shit when he wasn't even cool like that with Takeoff before he passed away. Y'all, that's a whole totally different point. It's okay to still have a feeling towards your family passing away because sometimes once they pass away, you realize whatever y'all was beefing over wasn't even that serious and you wish you could have made it right before they passed.
So we ain't never black people out there in the world. We ain't never been to no funeral and a motherfucker got up and said something. You like, man, that nigga ain't fuck with you, nigga. Shut your bitch ass up, nigga. Quit acting like we was. No, we not finna front like we cool, family or not. That's what's going on, man. Y'all on some other shit, man. Fuck that. We at the funeral. And that nigga Offset talking, and nigga, nigga didn't fuck with you. Shut your whole ass up,
y'all
nigga.
Gonna be right back on this podcast next week trying to clear up y'all reputation because y'all going out sad tonight.
You just made our point.
I'm standing on principle, baby.
Anybody watching?
Y'all playing with my words.
You just made our point. That man simply said what you just said. We handling this over here with the people that matter. Bitch ass nigga, why you talking?
It's the same thing. It's not.
Bitch ass nigga, why you talking? You don't even matter. These people matter. I got a relationship. I got a respect. We clearing up this shit. We getting it.
Man, y'all want some moral shit in this wicked ass world. This shit nasty and dirty.
Because I just go off principle. So
no, if you went off principle, you would understand why.
I can't believe the Destiny Games went outside tonight.
Nah, I'm good. You know what I'm saying? I'm good. I'm the people's champ.
Y'all
gonna be on here next week trying to clear y'all name because y'all.
Man, I ain't clear my name up after the Zero fiasco. I embraced it. I love it. Hey, had them niggas came. Hey, Josh Prince, had them niggas came and killed you yet from the Zero interview?
Listen, speaking of that, y'all remember I mentioned J-Dog in the Zero interview, right? Him being one of the real niggas out of Houston. You know him and Trey got a song that just dropped today, right? Him and Trey got a song just dropped. So, you know, if you watch how Houston niggas move and how real niggas picking sides and all this here, you know what I'm saying? Like, you'll kind of get a feel for what went on behind the scenes. See, that's what I keep saying when I come on this show with y'all. A lot of shit is just for us. Like now, we on here, we just talking. We don't know what's going on. You know what I'm saying? I got a little scoop of here and there, but I don't really just know in depth of what's going on behind them closed doors. So this is just opinions. But if you pay attention and you logically think and you really got some figure out about yourself, you'll put 1 and 1 together and get 2 instead of getting 3. Just like with you, Deja. Yeah. You just said, hey, look, Quavo still fuck with them. If Quavo was present, he was with him. He's the man that's standing right here with him, holding him while his brains or whatever, you know what I'm saying? Why, nigga, you a nigga that they ain't fucking with. You wasn't even dealing with them. Like, they'll kill you with us. Why is you even trying to send threats or even playing these pussy games that you playing? Nigga, get on the sideline because we over here getting it figured out. You making matters worse, but you making it worse for yourself because it's us against you. And it shows that even with the fight at the war show.
The real nigga picking up what you putting down, man.
Man, listen, I'm
That's
dropping it for
crazy.
a hungry ham. You hear me?
Hey,
So
we'll
listen,
see. Hey, we'll see. Hey, but one thing about it too, though, you know what I'm saying? Like you said about behind the scenes, you know, it been some behind the scenes shit going on with Houston in the ATL period. You know what I'm saying? So,
but it's
you
been
know
that
what I'm
way.
saying?
All
Yeah.
cities
So
flex. Dallas and Fort Worth, Houston and Dallas, all that. Go to the
yeah,
penitentiary, go to the
it's up
feds.
right now.
Washington, D.C., all that. Man, niggas don't get along. They get along with people from their
It's up.
section. This
It's
ain't
up right
nothing
now
new.
for sure.
You know,
It's
ain't
up
nothing
right
new
now.
under the sun.
Yeah.
And speaking of what you said earlier about the Bible, what the Bible say, it's warning before destruction. And that's all Jay did. He gave a courtesy call. He didn't threaten nobody. He gave a warning before destruction. Nigga, I got wind of what you got going on over there because you trying to go get up on some real street cats. You not a street nigga. You a nigga that was over here,
In the
maybe
Bible,
peddling dope.
he'll
And you
be a prophet.
Don't pull the Deuteronomy on me.
no, I'm
Because
saying.
Listen,
Listen to what I said.
Jay Prince will be a prophet of the Bible, but in 2023 on social media, he'll dry snitch. Woo, boy,
Listen to what I said.
boy, that's cold. Okay,
You heard
boy.
what that man said? That
Hey,
man said, you trying to go get up on some real street niggas. You not a real street nigga. You trying to get up on some real street niggas
Gotta
to try to
listen.
shoot them my way. You dig what I'm saying? I'm a real street nigga, so that
he
shit gonna
said
get
Curtis
back to
is
me.
dust, nigga.
You dig what I'm saying? Hey, just chill. This ain't for you. We don't live in the same land. You dig what I'm saying? Now, don't make
Got
me
to,
have to
baby.
defend myself. That ain't threatening. That's
We on
giving
that
you.
Texas
That's
shit
giving
tonight,
you.
baby.
Listen, that's giving you a signed, sealed delivery of. Don't make me defend myself. You trying to play in the lane that you wasn't no street nigga. You was a rapper. They got some money. That money you spending not gonna trump my reputation, not gonna trump my respect. So them street niggas you taking that money to, saying, "Hey man, I need you to do this for me." They gonna come and say, "Hey man, you know such and such over here. You know he got, he
I'm
trying to do this here."
to be honest
Believe
with
that.
you, the street cats that I know, they don't even like taking pictures, let alone hopping on podcasts trying to
What
get
street
the
cats you know
business.
that done sit down with Fidel Castro or anybody like that?
Huh?
What street cats you know that done sit down with the cartel?
The street cats sitting down with
We
they ain't on
okay.
$1 million
We taking it too
reputation.
far now. We taking it too
No,
far
no,
now.
no. I'm not saying no. I'm not saying Jay did that. I'm saying when people say street cats, nigga, them is not street cats. Them is drug peddlers, man. I'm talking about niggas that
Mm.
run whole cities, run whole neighborhoods. Nigga, you can run a trap house and have 4 of your partners look up to you. That ain't shit. You ain't tough because of that. I'm talking about when you can make a whole neighborhood stand with you and say if y'all fuck with him, all y'all dying.
Well, you know what? I would rather have. I guess I like to hear my news the old way, where it's on a rumor mill that Jay Prince had to address Offset versus he getting on a podcast and
But
like
you not
they
in
about
the
to wrap
old
up the
days.
podcast. They about to wrap up the podcast. The cameraman packing up shit and everything. Here comes Jay Prince. Hold on now. Wait a minute.
Before you go,
I gotta tell this nigga about himself. He got me fucked up.
you got me
Like, come
fucked up.
on now.
Yeah, hold on. We would all want to hear our shit that way, but it's just not the case no more. It's not the case no more, man. Man, we holding on to some shit that's dying.
No,
And
no, let me ask you a
unfortunately,
question.
Jay Prince is finding out the hard way that
Now,
you holding on to some shit, but you still trying this way, but you can't bring the principles on the internet and think the internet finna abide by these That's where
they
you
not.
Well,
fucking up yet,
I'm gonna be
dog.
perfectly honest with you. I'm a whole woman out here. And when people say something to me on the internet or whatever, and they be like, "Oh, what they gonna do to me?" I just stop even talking to them because, like, I just stopped talking to them. Period. Because you send me a threat, I'm not gonna even address your threat verbally.
But hold on, DA.
Once you threaten me, we're not talking about it no more.
DA, but hold on. In 2 or 3 years, when I say we finna switch our surroundings with certain people, you guys respond differently. Right now,
I'm not responding to no threat verbally. I'm not saying if somebody threatened me, I'm not talking about. I need to let y'all know that somebody threatened me, and I need to give them a courtesy, a warning, and let them know.
That's because you ain't got it like that.
I'm not addressing no threat.
you ain't there yet.
You
Give it a minute.
ain't got
That's
it
all
like
I'm
that.
saying. I ain't saying now. I said give it a minute. Give it a
I
minute.
still wouldn't address a threat though.
Your
You
voice
know,
don't hold that much
threat.
weight. Your voice don't hold that much weight yet.
yeah.
My voice don't hold too much weight. You made up a whole narrative about me to do enough. Shit. Goddamn.
Fuck you, man.
Hey, Tooth Fairy, if you looking, man, send them pictures, man.
Asia tomorrow. You know what I'm saying?
Tooth Fairy, if you looking, Man, send the
He
pictures, man.
messy.
Don't go against the grain. Send the pictures, man.
You say what?
You say
I
Tooth
told
Fairy.
the Tooth Fairy, if you watch it, man, don't go against the grain. Send them pictures out, man. All you gotta do is put it on your live and say, "Don't watch my story."
Hey, listen, them pictures. Hey, they real cute. He ought to be thanking me.
You tried to get you some
Hey,
dentures, huh?
Big Stepper gonna say now she a gangster, but Jay Prince the Rat. I never did say I was a gangster, Big Stepper. Change that name to Lil Shoe wearing ass nigga. Talking about Big Stepper. Fuck out of here. Get off this podcast fucking with me in the comments. I'm not
Let
for
them see
none of
wearing
that.
ass.
I ain't for none of that. You know what
Big
I'm saying?
Stepper, don't get it twisted, Big Stepper. Goddamn, when you fuck with one, you fuck with us all. Little feet ass nigga wear 8.
Hey, listen.
He said, hey.
Fuck around. Fuck around and I tell Jay Prince on y'all ass.
Say, man, I like coming fucking with y'all though, for real, man. It's been a real joy, man.
Stay on before we get off though. Y'all
Yeah,
out
stay
there
on,
that
nigga. You ain't out the
watching-
woods yet.
yeah.
Go behind the scenes.
Stay
nigga.
on before we end. Y'all out there watching, make sure y'all subscribe.
Make sure y'all
We gonna get it.
subscribe,
Y'all
sure.
got anything else to say about this whole situation or whatever?
Man,
Nah, I
at the end of
already
the
said
day,
what I
man,
got to say about it. The shit, like I said,
at the end of the day, man,
the shit
that
just
shit-
blew my mind. The shit just blew my mind when I first seen it. You know what I'm saying, Josh? I appreciate you coming on and bringing that side and that perspective. You know what I'm saying? You know, I can see it now, but still at the same time, the shit just crazy for an old ass
it
man
is.
to me.
Hey, listen.
Old ass
It's
quote
crazy.
unquote OG to me.
No, you can't
Be
call
talking
them
on the
old because
internet.
when I did, I was
said,
disrespectful.
you know what I'm saying? So,
Let me say
y'all-
this here, man, and I'm not
Yeah.
biased in the situation because, you know, my name says it all. So I'm stamped and imprinted in it, man. You know, it's crazy. But then I had to think, you know what I'm saying? I had a conversation with one of my other family members, man, and they broke it down to me because at first I was kind of like, man, what the old man doing? He tripping. You know what I'm saying? And then let me say this, you know what I'm saying? Like I say, I'm not biased in the situation. I do think Junior bring a lot of unwarranted heat to the family and been putting the name. You know, it's kind of like he learning the same way Jay learning how to move on the internet. He learning how to move in Jay's shoes, and it's nowhere around it. You know what I'm saying? He gonna be moving like that. You know what I'm saying? There's nowhere around it. He out of all the kids, all the other kids square. You got that one. That's just like in a black family. You always gonna have that one that pick up. You know what I'm saying? I just think at the end of the day, people crossing the line with entertainment and streets. He not a street cat no more. He an entertainment cat. You know what I'm saying? So he fight fire with fire. He can't go get a bunch of goons and put them in cars and give them Uzis no more. He got to get on the internet and play the internet games. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what's keeping his legacy alive. The internet. Look who we talking about. So all publicity is good publicity. At the end of the day, this is what I want to tell the people out in the internet world. Don't get internet characters confused with the real world. Right now, Jay is the internet character. You know what I'm saying? He got to be. He an entertainer. He not a street cat no more. He not an OG like that. He have a voice from doing what he did back in the gap. Young niggas don't respect what happened back then. You know what I'm saying? He not really trying to be respected like that now. He an old nigga. He want to go chill on the island. But he do understand he's still in entertainment. You feel what I'm saying? So he got to entertain the folks, man. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, all of them gonna make some money off of it because all of them trending and talking, getting talked about. So he's still being relevant. Matter of fact, this shit gonna catapult him to go buy another island. That's the type of shit he on. You know what I'm saying? He know what to do and how to do it to make himself stay relevant. Who talking about Master P besides when he got into it with his son? Who talking about Birdman? We on here talking about James Prince. You know what I'm saying? One of the oldest music executives in the game. You know what I'm saying? And he's still trending, even though it's a bad trend right now. All publicity is good publicity.
Good
Well, I hope Jay
That's
Prince
what
will
they
still invite me to the fish fry on one of them islands. I know you said Jazz be fishing and shit, so I hope they invite me to a fish fry on the island. Any one of y'all other guys, Heezy, you got something else to say? Supreme, you got something else to say before we do the school post? Because we got to do the school post too, Josh. Y'all got something else to say about the subject?
I just want to say that we all went into this as a debate. I don't think nobody really won and nobody really lost. I think we all just put out our opinions and perspectives, and I think we all understand each other better.
Yeah.
I'm not with none of that old peaceful shit you just said. It was a clear winner here. It was me.
Hey, but don't get it twisted. I feel like my job is done here.
Listen,
no
at
words
the end of the
and
day,
everything.
she made our point to the T when she said, "Oh, he wasn't even fucking with them." when you said those words, man, listen, you made our point. I'm talking about like a number 2 school pencil that just got sharpened. You made our point, champ.
Y'all but either way, like at the end of the day, my last words as far as the situation, I just hope everything be cool. I don't want no smoke from this as far as the guys involved.
What I'm saying.
I want these folks to just chill out, make music, get money, enjoy life. That's what they need to be doing. Don't be worrying about all that dumb stuff.
Because you know what?
That's internet shit. Ain't gonna be no
that brings out some ugly shit, man. And this is an example of some ugly shit, man. And it happens in our families. Man, this shit be crazy, man. It's ugly and stupid, but
yeah.
RIP Takeoff for sure. RIP Takeoff.
RIP Takeoff. So let's get into this school post. So what we do each and every week, we incorporate a school post into the show. This week's school post was, do Drake and or J. Cole have a classic album? They are both amazing artists, but do they have an actual classic? What is their equivalent to The Chronic? Josh, since you are a guest, do you think Drake or J. Cole have a classic album?
What's Drake album? What's that? Take Home? What is it?
What is it? Is it Takeover or
no? Take Me Home or some shit? You know,
I think it's Take Me Home. I think something.
Take Me Home.
It's something about taking home, but like Drake got he got a couple of albums. Like motherfuckers be Drake, you know, he got some albums, man. You know what I'm saying? Like he got 2 of them.
But do we got a chronic, you know what I'm saying, status album? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You think so? Okay,
yeah.
Okay.
Everybody, hold on. Let me say this first, since we talk about music. When the last time you heard motherfuckers just bumping the Chronic like that?
Shit.
I hear people bumping the Chronic all the time, still to this day.
You be so cap. No, you don't hear nobody.
You ain't heard nobody, man.
No, I was just bumping the Chronic last week.
I hear people bumping the Chronic just as much as they bump Tupac.
Hold on.
You hear people bumping Tupac all the time.
And this the thing. What we got, and this where we go to that young nigga.
Dan, you know, man, you the real hip hop connoisseurs, man.
No, I know. Supreme, watch this here. You got to give me credit on this here. This is where we go to young nigga old shit, old nigga shit. Them young niggas gonna go back and listen to them old crybaby ass Drake songs years and years from now. They ain't even fucking with the Chronic no more. We is, you know, I still a bump the Chronic, yeah. But you gotta understand, man, they ain't lying when they say it's a young nigga world now, man. We old. You know what I'm saying? So going forward, a person that's in this era that's listening to music who gonna be us when we dead and gone, they gonna go pull Drake out, you know, or look Drake up on the internet to hear his song before they listen to the Chronic.
And I think that I don't really, I can't call it. I know Drake, people were saying Drake classic was take what is it, Take Care or something like that.
That's it, Take Care.
Yeah,
Take Care.
I feel like J. Cole classic album is Forest Hill Drive.
You better believe it, champ. And motherfuckers gonna bump it. Music connoisseurs gonna bump that. And I think J. Cole is over Drake anyway, but music connoisseurs gonna bump that Forest Hill Drive.
So you put Drake over J. Cole lyrically?
No, I said J. Cole over Drake.
You say J. Cole? Okay.
J. Cole over Drake.
Yeah, both of them are dope artists for this generation, but to answer the question, hell no, it ain't no Chronic shit. Them niggas ain't made no Chronic shit.
Yeah, that's what Forest Hill is. At least Forest Hill.
Absolutely equivalently, 100% not.
I'm not thinking they're comparing it to Chronic like that, but just saying like a classic of this generation that hit like the Chronic.
That's the key word. This generation.
Well, we ain't qualified to answer then.
You just said you was a hip hop connoisseur.
And based on my connoisseurship, the Chronic is way past that shit.
Yeah, I agree.
But my hip hop connoisseurship is coming from an old nigga.
Right.
I can't even name a song off of Forest Hill Drive or
I can name 4 or 5 off the Chronic.
Yeah, off the top of my head.
You name one off Forest Hill Drive, Jade. You got 5 seconds.
Name 2.
I name one. The neighbors think I'm selling dope.
The neighbors think I'm selling dope. It was Poseidon on there. It is. The neighbors think I'm selling dope was on there as well. Y'all, I'm gonna tell you something.
If they classics, you know what I'm saying? They should be.
Y'all not finna do me like this.
You know what I'm saying?
Let me tell y'all people out there. Now these people know I got a bad memory and shit. And you gonna sit here and do me like this and gonna tell me how many minutes, seconds,
Oh,
milliseconds
but
I
y'all say
got?
I got Alzheimer's. A nigga with a motherfucking gun. The rage shit. Little
No,
ghetto
that's
And
because
boy.
you
you
typing
listen.
on
Remember
there.
the
Uh,
That's
G
because you
thing.
woke up. You woke up bumping that before
Great
you went to
day.
school. Now, if we get one of these
Great
young
day.
cats on here and ask them that shit, one of these young music connoisseurs,
The
they gonna
day the
know
nigga took
before
over.
those years. You know
Man,
what I'm
say the intro.
Nah, but now we gonna
Little
speak on how
ghetto
you
boy.
tried to do me right there. Don't be trying to embarrass me in front of the whole internet, Supreme. Don't do that shit
But
now.
hold on. But say y'all, do y'all if y'all really think I'm from all time, do you think my co-host is making jokes about it?
You
That's
said
how
what
they
you
do
say,
me.
Supreme?
Y'all be making jokes about my all times.
Hey
No, but
man,
y'all know I
it's
be
life,
forgetting
man. You
stuff and I
know,
got
it's life.
short-term memory loss. Don't do that.
You know what I'm saying? It's life, man. Sometimes you know you getting up there, it's life, baby. You
I
know?
can
Don't
say
do
I'm
that.
setting my alarm. They say I'm gonna forget.
You do, and you
These
wake up
folks,
mad.
He
these
still
folks would be on my ass. I can't beat the
Anyway,
establishment.
y'all that's out there listening, make sure y'all subscribe. People, why y'all talking about 400 degrees? Let me look at this comments real quick.
to the
They
equivalent
said, I
of
think the only equivalent to Chronic is 400 Degrees Juvenile or Riding Dirty UGK Complete Masterpiece album. We're gonna actually put that in the group. I want to see what the people think about that.
that's a good
I
one.
mean, I ain't gonna riding dirty now. That hey, listen,
That's a good
I'm with you when
comparison.
you're right, man. Riding dirty. Now, listen. One day you
You see
hear, the
what I'm
next day you're
saying?
gone. Murder, diamonds up against the wood. You know what I'm saying? Like I can name the damn
3 in
rest
the
of the whole
morning.
album.
See?
You hear what I'm
So
Ain't
saying?
Chopping Blaze on there?
no, Chopping Blades was
Nah,
on
that's
Is that
dirty
on
money.
Dirty
Dirty
Money.
Money?
Yeah, that was on Dirty Money. Yeah,
But
see what I'm saying?
nah.
Those
Oh,
are
Shop
classics.
Blaze.
Now that's the
You can
classic.
start naming songs off like 2, 3, 4, 5 songs. Those are the classics. If y'all can't name 2, 3, 4, 5 songs off them J. Cole and Drake albums and shit.
Hey, I'm
I
with
My
you.
But you know
job is
what?
done.
But
My
y'all know
job
what
is
easy?
done. You know what
You
I'm
know what
saying?
easy? Them youngsters can.
Yeah.
I don't know. Shit. Where they at?
They
Yeah, they
can.
can.
They checking in? Well,
Yeah, y'all right. I'm wrong. Y'all real, I'm fake. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, say I'm gonna put y'all on blast before we go. So after Chronic and Riding Dirty, I mean, where would you place them in 1 and 2?
Chronic
Chronic.
Chronic
one,
and Riding
riding dirty
Dirty.
too.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
Oh
Chronic
do.
my
one,
I'm gonna
Riding
do
Jesus.
Dirty
Riding
too.
Dirty
Oh
number
man, listen.
one.
The show is
I'm
over,
doing
man.
Riding Dirty number one.
The hell you talking about?
Nah.
I'm gonna go chronic
Chronic,
number one.
yeah, Chronic number.
No,
I think that's probably number one all time for me.
no,
Actually.
y'all just saying some type of you
Man, the
supposed to say
chronic
that. Y'all
changed
having a
the
you supposed
way
to say
West
that
Coast
out of
hip hop
homage type of
sounded.
response. Like, no, that's
Hip
cap.
hop period.
Riding Dirty changed the way people looked at down south artists,
Bro,
man. Pimp C and
hold,
Bun B was lyrical on there.
hold
Josh,
on,
they are
Josh.
saying this because that is the politically correct answer. That's the reason
Man,
why
Nah,
they
come on, man. You know UGK, that's my heart and soul, right? So
right. Yeah,
there's no
I'm
wrong
actually
there's
surprised. I'm surprised you saying the Chronic.
both
Actually,
albums are so dope, there's no right or wrong answer.
You right about what you're saying, but I'm saying I gotta get you because you said the West they open up this for no for the Southerners. That Riding Dirty proved to everybody from every region that Southern rappers can be lyrical.
that
Even
Riding
I
Pimp
feel you
Dirty
on
is
C,
that.
hard.
Pimp C, he sometimes he just be Pimp C, but on there he really it
Nigga,
had
I
songs to
take
where
the
he
bullet
really
on
was
that, nigga. The UGK for life.
Smoke some, bitch.
smoke
I
some
started
bitch.
smoking with haters back in '94.
Here you talking about?
You know my favorite thing that Pimp C ever said, and I just used this today. Like people need to take this and people need to put this in their arsenal. They need to use this and they really need to think about it. You never let hoe ass niggas ride.
You
Like
never.
Back,
when
Ever,
Pimp C said that,
ever.
that was like
back.
the
No,
realest thing
hey, that shit
that's
right
a rapper
there.
done said to
Listen,
me.
listen. That shit right there need to be a Bible verse. That
Yeah,
shit,
it
that
needs to
shit
be
need to be in the
like
Never
Bible
let her
somewhere.
ass
it
Because
needs
niggas
to be
ride.
Never
it's
never
let
let
her
hoe
literally
ass
niggas
nigga
ride.
ride.
it's
That's a
literally
proverb.
life or death, freedom or jail.
For sure.
Pimp C
That's
used to be
major
saying
facts.
some stuff, like for
You
real.
know what I'm
I
That
saying?
mean, shit.
black power should be letting whole ass niggas
Like
ride.
when he said, "Take that monkey shit off," you
I'm,
embarrassing
I
us.
learned a
Like
lot. I
Supreme.
learned a horrible lesson.
Yeah,
Listen. Yeah, we'll
yeah.
talk all night long about Pimp C because one of the realest verses, and y'all know, let me plug this, man. I'm pushing this child support reform. You know, and the great Pimp C said, wicked women using children to live on. Want to hurt and try to hate because you know the thrill is gone. But yeah, man, you know, I'm pushing
Yeah.
that child support reform here for black men that are really stand up fathers. I got something coming. You know what I'm saying? I'm finna redo my podcast season 2. You dig what I'm saying? Mr. Make It Sense. I mean, Mr. Make It Make Sense. You know what I'm saying? King Talk 101. Yeah, y'all be on the lookout for that. That
When it's
initially
dropping,
done.
it has it. Are you in the process of starting it up, or you already started it up?
It's season 2. I'd already done it, man. But my co-host, we kind of had things going. He went into, a lot of shit going. He was buying a
I
house.
think the agent would be the perfect guest for season
I'm
2,
not
first
coming over
episode.
there. I'm not.
Oh yeah,
you
listen, man. She gonna be in the starting 5. I got to get her in the hot seat. You dig what I'm saying?
Josh don't like to do nothing but attack me.
It's all out of love, though. I ain't one of them cats. Like your perspective is dope. You know what I'm saying? Coming from where you come from, how you be putting it down, man. Like you really be spitting some dope shit, and you don't hold nothing back. You know what I'm saying? You don't hold nothing back. You don't give a damn about no feelings. Like you say, they can't beat you up. You know what I'm saying? You stand
They
on
can't
it.
whoop me.
They can't whoop you. You know what I'm
So
saying?
they can't beat you up.
That's a threat. That's a threat.
It is. Anyway, let's get into this trivia question. This week hip hop trivia question was, what famous stoner rapper was born in North Dakota? Then none of y'all answer in the comments. Josh, you think you got the answer to that?
Maybe Wiz Khalifa. Shit, that's the only stoner rapper I really. Wiz Khalifa, shit.
You right.
That's the only story.
You're right. You're right.
I guess it was an easy trivia question. You know what I'm saying?
Supreme
fuck
got
y'all,
mad at me
man.
because he came up with it and I answered it right off the
That
bat.
nigga Josh Google that shit on the cool while he was doing
He
the
didn't know
stuff.
the answer to. Well, you know what? We did do it in the beginning.
Y'all trying to play my motherfucking
listen.
trivia questions, man.
No, I'm gonna tell you how I got
How
it.
the fuck my trivia question get answered on the first time in the history of the podcast?
Because it was easy.
When you hear stoner and rap, you only think of one person because he's a fucking stoner to the T.
Snoop Dogg, Red Man.
You know Snoop, but you know Snoop from
Method Man.
from Long Beach. You know where all these people come from though.
Cypress Hill.
They from Cali. When you
We're
hear them,
naming every nigga you know that ever rolls a blunt. We talking about who you talking about is a stoner.
I'm not participating in trivia no more.
Yeah,
but
you
when you
don't
hear
do
them
good with
names,
trivia at
you know
all.
automatically where they come from though. This the only nigga I don't really know where he's from. This nigga gotta
Josh
be from
Prince.
North
Where my boy from? The nigga from Detroit. Where you really from?
Which one?
Lil Sean. Big Sean. Where you from?
Big Sean. I was gonna say Lil Sean. Big Sean.
Big Sean.
Where you from?
Really from?
Yeah, where you from, Josh?
Is this a geography class or something?
No, I'm just saying. This nigga talking about we know where everybody from. I think he from Detroit, but he not.
I thought he was from overseas somewhere, like some Barbados or some shit like that.
Nah, that's 21 Savage. He from the UK.
He from the UK. Yeah.
Never mind, man.
Where he from? Where he from?
It don't matter, man. I'm pissed
come
off.
on, man. Don't leave me hanging like that. Where he from?
You gotta tell me. Y'all don't do nothing but try to embarrass people on the podcast.
He's from California. He's from Santa Monica.
Santa Monica. I can see that.
I sound like a Horita saying Santa Monica. Y'all leave me the fuck alone, man.
He got a big ego. So he couldn't take that. It got answered real fast. So he had
he had to pull out another
one.
And he put. I'm talking about. He pulled one.
I'm having a rough night. We got to get a recount on the debate.
You having a rough week? Those people, y'all gonna be on the podcast next week
Texas,
trying
baby.
to clear y'all name up.
I'm suspending somebody in the group tomorrow. Y'all ass is grass.
Them folks gonna be on y'all ass. I'm sorry to tell you, them folks gonna be on y'all ass.
Texas, Texas.
Anyway, stay on for us real quick, Josh. Don't click.
Oh yeah, I'm hanging out, man, backstage.
Yes, indeed. Anyway, y'all, thank y'all so much for tuning in. If you like the show, hit the like button. If you didn't like the show, hit the like button. You know what I'm saying? Subscribe to the YouTube channel, share it as well. We on every Friday at 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. Thank y'all so much for tuning in. We're about to tune out. Y'all have a good one.
High times, baby.
Movement of bosses.
You're gonna get up tired and some shit.
Hip Hop School. Time, Past and Present Podcast.